Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Paperwork Pantheon. And Patrick is currently Danny Phantom.
I'm here.
Look at you.
Oh no!
Look at you being Danny Phantom. How do you feel about that?
I mean, to be fair, I did go to the store earlier and got called a pirate e-boy, so I at least have the e-boy aspect of Danny, like down, and so there's that.
I can't find the camera that you're on. What camera are you on?
I love how someone asked me, when do they usually start? As if there's an answer to that.
I'm very sorry.
There's no solid time.
Oh,
you know, when we get going.
Why is there two Amelias? Why are there two Amelia? All right,
what is happening?
Let's get that. Let's just
for one for every A.
All right, and
there has to be at least two. That's the minimum.
There we go. Now we're back to normal. Hello, everybody. So last episode we had to remind you all what happened last episode. It was a hell of a time. Gottfried and Viari assaulted the Ministry of Manufacturing, and it went, relatively speaking, to use loose terms, well. Oh god, I'm fucking everything up. Everything is going wrong. Sorry, I'm just getting. I forgot to get the music going. It went, relatively speaking, well, because they actually managed to deal damage and reasonably assault the Ministry of Finance and Manufacturing. The Ministry of Manufacturing specifically. The god that was ruling the place there was removed quite handedly from it, and which is like kind of surprising because it's how'd that happen? How'd they succeed? It's almost like they've been planning this whole arc for half a year.
Almost.
And
there we go. There's the music.
Okay. So, when we start today's episode, we're going to start with A's. A's, last episode.
Hey, offbeat, quick question.
What's up?
Did we want to introduce ourselves?
Nah. Please introduce yourselves, starting with Amelia.
Hello, my name's Amelia Som. You can find me most places at Amelia Som or by going to links.ameliasom.com. And I will use your pronouns for the day.
Hand them over.
My name is Brooklyn Tuesday, and this is about the only place you can find me, and I will use my pronouns for today.
What are they?
I'm not telling.
It's a secret. All right, Patrick.
Hello, everybody. I am Patrick Keefe, also known as That Great Gentleman everywhere on the internet. You can find me here as much as I possibly can be, as well as primarily on Instagram, I guess TikTok, and soon to be YouTube, because I'm actually going to start posting shorts like I should have done a year ago. But yeah, and also the award-winning podcast, The Writer's Room 7th C, which we have just recently started our season 2. So check it out.
Patrick episodes are like shinies in Pokemon. Rare and not that different.
But don't you just feel special?
Right.
You do feel special.
No, I feel guilty because it's like I'm fucking busy and I want to be here, but then life gets in the way, and sometimes I'm in Bermuda with really shitty Wi-Fi.
You don't.
Oh God, I hate it when I'm stuck in Bermuda.
All right. To be fair, it was pouring the entire time. That's
actually disappointing.
Oh, dude.
And what were you doing in Bermuda? Certainly not playing D&D with a bunch of the coolest people on the planet.
Yeah, exactly. I was definitely not one of the quote-unquote, and I'm using very heavy quotes, celebrity DMs on the D3 at Sea cruise with wonderful folks like Cadiosaurus and Critical Bard and all of those wonderful, wonderful folks.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Roar.
XD.
So just to remind the players, if they have time, I've recently made an Excel spreadsheet for stacks conversions, as we are rocking with Stacks Dice, which is the dice system that Brooklyn and I cobbled up and are cooking for our TTRPG. And, you know, doing math in your head every time you need to do anything is annoying. So, if you find yourself annoyed by this too, just fill out the numbers of your scores. We are rocking a Dark Tide already? No, we're not doing Dark Tide already. Go back to
That
Bloodborne.
Genuinely sounded like White Zombie for a second there.
I'm like, whoa, that's... but yeah, if you have the time, go ahead and do that at your leisure. But why is Photoshop opening? I'm in a mess today. What is happening with this computer?
Sorry, it's me.
Patrick!
I've learned technomancy in my time away, but I haven't really gotten full control over it, and so sometimes things get.
So you just
Oh, so you thought you'd ruin the stream for the rest
Not
of it?
intentionally. Look, my residual powers are out of my control as of now.
It feels intentional. It feels targeted.
the only
It's
power
been
you
2
have
weeks.
is to open Photoshop on my computer.
Correct. Yeah, it's a really shitty magical skill. Like as a subclass, terrible. Don't do it, kids. Technomancy, not worth it.
Your first level feature is opening Adobe products on people's computers.
Listen, you can make someone's computer crash. Imagine just opening After Effects and Premiere at the same time on someone's shitty laptop. They'd never get anything done.
And you can also then make them pay for the product with their credit card and then get their credit card information. And then that's definitely not how I've been making money. We're going to breeze past this. Anyway, offbeat.
Credit card fraud. Today we're going to start with A's. A's last episode was bamfed away from the party as they went on their mission to go and assault the Ministry of Manufacturing. A's was taken by Fate. Fate, for those who have forgotten, is a rather androgynous-looking fella, with clouds made of with cloud-like hair made of starlight that often will flow up into the ceiling above them. They have a nice cottage in the woods, and they don't particularly like talking to people. They like A's though. They will accept time with A's. Every time that you go and meet with Fate, Fate naturally makes you hot cocoa because that's the one thing that you've told them that you like.
Mm-hmm. It's the only time Ace had chocolate.
Mm-hmm. A's, I would like for you to make an Arcana check for me, please.
Ooh, that was nice. 45.
As you are channeling your magical energy, you see several tarot cards in front of you. The whole deck is actually laid out in front of you, at least the major arcana. Fate whispers in your ear, keep focusing. This will reveal the end. We must figure out what agreement wants. And as you focus with this 42 arcana check, you see a few cards float up and into.
It's a 45, but it's
Yeah,
40.
40. My apologies.
Thank you.
The 45.
In your games, that could matter.
That could. It's the difference. The cards float up and into your waiting hands. And in this order: the world, death, the star, the magician, the fool.
Interesting order there.
Mm-hmm. Should we just reiterate? The world, death, the star, the magician, the fool. Would you like to proposition a interpretation, or would you like to make a check potentially. To get some more information.
I think I'd like to make a check first.
Okay. I will allow a variety of checks. Which one do you think fits the moment?
What fits the moment, and what am I good at?
If you make a religion check, I will give you very accurate information as to what this is. If you make an arcana check, there will be more figurative language surrounding it.
Let's go religion just to check out the vibes.
Got it.
That's a 24.
24? Okay. With this religion check, you learn... you learn the following. You're specifically asking for what agreement wants. And what agreement wants in this order is he wants the end. He wants change. Following this, as things change, he needs someone to rise above and take initiative with the star. People with the power and will to determine who they are. The magician. To begin again. The new
I knew the last one was beginning again. Okay.
Yeah, it's the fool. It's what it does.
Yeah.
To begin again.
Okay.
This isn't determining people. Agreement is trying to get to this end game. He wants things to change. Agreement is calm. He has never been one to make mistakes. Alistair makes mistakes, but when he does, he fixes them. Alistair, when he makes mistakes, does so with this. His mistakes will always result in the same conclusions as if he hadn't done anything. He still changes it because he understands the perception, but agreement is different. An agreement isn't a mistake in any sense. He always does what is currently working for him. And currently, knowing what he wants, he is in this position, understanding that to get to the end game he wants, he needs to be where he is. The change card is specific to you. Death. Death is change, as is... It's not actually death, right?
Yeah.
It's the card that notates changing things. This card looks odd in its position. The end, change, and then something. Please make a raw intelligence check.
$14.
Try to piece it together. Knowing what you know about your current plans, your plans with your friends to reset the timeline on your own terms, it could be referencing that. It could be referencing a shift in power. It could be referencing just a change in the natural way of things, but sadly you can't quite put it together or hone in on why it's this specific. Would you like to make another reading?
Yeah.
Please make another Arcana check.
Oh, gross. 24.
Make another one. The cards this time you're not nearly as in tune as you asked the cards for a clarification reading. Previous cards come back. To clarify your previous reading, what agreement wants? The following cards appear. Justice. The Tower.
Oof.
The Lovers. The Fool again. And that's all you get from this one. No fifth card. Make
Okay.
a religion or arcana check to interpret the cards.
Awful. Okay. So can I start with what I'm getting?
Yes.
So the first was about the fact that there needs to be this change. Some things needs to bring about it and function as a catalyst to forge the new beginning. And then the second one, justice followed by the tower, kind of implies a reckoning that involves destruction in some capacity. The Lovers to me implies like a reconciliation and a reforged communication. And I think the Fool is, in this sense, like a new beginning, but also maybe more specific to building something new and creating like a new specific journey. Is that I got a 10 on my religion check, so
Go and slap on your intelligence modifier again to your 10.
I love that Offbeat's just like, I want you to succeed.
I want you to
I'm like, with that interpretation, I feel like A's is closer than maybe their 10 would suggest.
Yeah.
have lore, and
By
I want
virtue of
to give it.
Amelia being as smart as they are.
I have so many decks of tarot cards, and you'd think I would know a thing or two about any of them. That is a 17.
17 plus the intelligence modifier? Or 17 including? Well,
I rolled the modifier. Sorry, was I supposed to add it flat?
So you add 17 plus 10, your previous...
No. My intelligence modifier was 2d6.
Okay. 17. Okay.
Yeah.
You feel like you're close. That reckoning there's a reckoning of some kind. You're very close. The only reckoning that comes to mind is the fact that unprecedentedly, Order has won every single war ever since time immemorial. There's not been a single loss on record. Is this reckoning their first loss? Is that what this heralds? Or is it heralding merely the destruction of their ideals as they currently understand them?
It's not the first one. I know you're asking this rhetorically, but I've decided the answer here.
Okay. There's, at the very least, that's how it could be interpreted. A's can pick which ones that they think are most likely to happen.
Yeah, the crazy thing no one tells you about tarot card readings is that there is actually a right answer, and I know what it is.
The lovers being this reforged bond, this also stands out to you, as you know that, frankly, it is a given. Alistair and Beatrice would never reforge a bond of any fucking variety. The ones that stand out to you in general, make another religion check to get names and faces.
18.
18. You think, you try and piece it together. The following names and faces could represent the lovers. Yourself and Z's.
Aww.
It could also be in a less loving way, but more of a familial way, Z's and Viari. It could also be Alistair and Agreement, reforging once again to become Order. Beatrice reforming with whatever she's missing to become Chaos. Those names stick out to you. And the Fool once again to represent something new beginning. But this is to clarify what Agreement wants. The cards go
Agreement
dead.
just wants everyone to get along. I just want everyone to be agreeable.
That ends. The cards go quiet, and they automatically reshuffle themselves back into a deck, going quiet. Fate looks to you. Get anything good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's great. Because I've had nothing. What's happening? What is Agreement doing?
I think Agreement's just waiting.
Really?
Yeah, Agreement is exactly where they want to be right now.
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying they're having fun where they are right now, but I think in the long term sort of balance of fate, yeah.
They planned for this? Like they thought like this was...
It's done with intention, whether they planned for it or not.
How can you intend for Viari to lose?
Maybe it's not intending for Viari to lose. Maybe it's hedging your bets. Maybe it's built into several contingencies.
Okay. I'm not gonna pretend I understand that, but I trust you. I understand. You seem to know what you're doing. The cards like talking to you.
Yeah. How are you doing with all this? You seem bothered.
If you want my honest answer, I'm very nervous.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of what I've been reading has been mentioning the destruction of order. And I don't really know how to interpret that other than, I guess that's losing.
I think you're doing yourself a disservice in that interpretation.
I hope not. I hope I am. But it's what I've been reading since the beginning. Somehow, some way, order is going to fall.
I agree.
So we lose, right? That's it.
No. I don't think so. I mean, we could, and order could lose and everything could be bad. But, I mean, looking at the cards, they make me feel hopeful. I think order might fall and chaos could fall, and what takes their place could be new. Or order could fall because order has changed. And chaos could change. I think we all agree there are some very broken things about the way everything operates. Maybe this is a chance to fix it. You know? Something. Break eggs, make omelets. Have you ever had an omelet?
sometimes make them, but I make them wrong. You look over at the pans that are sitting there. He apparently tried one this morning. The eggs are just in the can and rolling around.
Yeah. For the rest of this conversation, I'm going to make Fate a proper omelet with cheese.
Go over. He's got the cooking utensils reset themselves. They magically pressed away all the dirt. And
Yeah. I crack open the eggs and it blows his mind, I'm sure.
The fuck was in there?
It's an embryo. Unfertilized, don't worry.
You're crazy. Got some wild magic back on mortal land.
Yeah.
So you're saying that things are gonna go. Look, okay. Full disclosure.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell Alistair everything that I read, right? Because sometimes what I read is really uncomfy, and he scares me, frankly. But I don't have to tell him everything because he understands that some information isn't worth knowing immediately.
Mm.
Do you have a plan?
We have the shape of a plan.
Okay. Okay, good.
We have a vector. We have a direction. And we have a distance to cover.
Do you want to tell me the plan? You don't have to.
No, it's this, and I'm going to sort of pull out the initial 5-card draw, go through the deck and just like pull those out. This is the plan. There, that death, and that beginning, and whatever it takes to get this world, all of these worlds, through. To help as many people as we can.
So, how you doing that exactly? You just doing missions? Because that's the plan.
For now. We are collecting information, and I think we've done this before, all of us. This universe, over and over and over again. We are trying to find cracks in it. We can change the outcome.
Well, if you want my advice on this changing of the outcome, you guys are gonna need a hell of a lot of juice. Power. You need to go releasing. You know of power?
Yeah.
He's dormant right now. Sealed off from here entirely. It's the first thing that happens in the contract. At the very least, if you go to that section on time. First he gets sealed, then the declaration of war is signed, and then the world begins. If you want to find a crack, he's the biggest crack there is. But, if you release and prepare for things to get wild.
Yeah.
He's not. Frankly, from what I can remember, when I was just floating around as a cloud, watching this all play out, he wasn't exactly what one would say sentient in the most logical sense. There's a sentience and intelligence to him.
Yeah, but just raw power. Yeah.
It's like, why talk through your problem when you can literally just kill everyone who disagrees with you? It's a way of approaching life, but...
Yeah. I mean, why kill everyone who disagrees with you when you can just talk through it, though?
Try getting. I'm sure he'd love to hear that. Alright, well. If you want help with your plan, let me know. I've seen a lot. I also know a lot. And the more that you're here, the better I can tell what's gonna happen next. Like, you know, in that space between space that you guys opened in the Chaos Pantheon. Saw that, by the way. That was pretty cool. There's that thing there. That entity that you couldn't identify.
Yeah.
That's important. I think it's... Alistair's been cooking up sending you guys somewhere after this mission.
I had a hunch.
I don't mean to sound like a jerk, Ace, but a little while ago you did something in this place. You killed something. Took something. It's ruined. Hasn't been the same since. And those things that we can't see, that are between space, they're not a registered party. They're not in the contract. They're not supposed to exist. They're like Fae, but not. I'm gonna look into what those are, but things are very wrong right now overall. I think I'm starting to see why the initial plan chance of success dictated by luck was a firm 1%.
Yeah.
But no doom and gloom. It's like you couldn't have known. Is that an omelet? Is that what they're supposed to look like?
Yeah.
Where's the eggshells?
You don't typically eat those. Most people don't.
Oh,
Ever.
really? But that's like that's like a whole part of it.
Do you want eggshells in it?
No, it seems like
If you
a
want-
bit of a waste. I don't know.
Well, you can take the eggshells and you can put it into compost, and it breaks down, and then you return it back to the soil. It's good for plants to grow.
You see, Fate looks outside, and a small little yard farm apparates in, and goes, "Okay, I just needed something to do."
Yeah. Maybe let's start with gardening.
He looks over at the plants, and you see that the plants were actually growing eggs. So he changes the plants into like tomatoes.
Yeah, okay. We'll start small and then you're doing good. Let me is just gonna like fish around because I'm in Fate's domain, so you can do things. I'm gonna grab like a gardening 101 book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that I can portal grab books from my library when I'm in the Pantheon. It makes sense.
Yeah. It tracks.
Yeah. And I'm going to give that to Fate. Just maybe read through this in between your incredibly ominous visions. I think it might help calm you down.
Okay. Do you want to see a vision? Didn't make much sense to me. Maybe it'll make sense to you.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to say hold on tight. If that makes sense.
I'm gonna brace my mind.
Okay.
Like the same way you do when you're about to open a canister of cinnamon rolls. Where you're like, this isn't gonna actually hurt me, but I need to be prepared.
Make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, I'm so bad at that. Wait, I'm not awful. That is a 20.
The next following section of this passes through you like a blur of information. You were frightened the whole time. You see, standing in a field, you see Alistair in full war form. You see on his about 10 arms, each wielding golden lances. You see the heads of your friends, the heads of all the gods, surrounded in blood, screaming at the sky as it swings its fist down at you. He pierces through it, pinpricking it to pieces and shreds. Left alone in a room of nothing, each head falls to the ground. And you see faces of people that you recognize but don't, until eventually it shifts into Viari's face. She hands Alistair the pen to rewrite the world. The words, "I'm sorry," leave her mouth. The flick of his wrist, Viari dies. The scene ends.
Holy shit, Fate. Holy shit.
That one's one of the worst ones.
Yeah, I hope so, honestly.
It's kind of like from what I can tell, that's one of the situations where we win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. No matter what, Alistair's not going to go down without a fight, even if he wants to.
He has a job.
Well, we all have jobs.
Well. Yippee. You're free to go now. Thanks for
Whoa.
helping that.
I'm gonna give Fate a hug. Hey, you've been carrying a lot here, you know. I'm happy to tell you things, but you can tell me stuff too. And time's weird, so if you want, we can just talk about something else for a while.
Can we
We
garden?
can talk about whatever you want.
Can we garden a bit?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys spend the afternoon gardening and chatting about plants and making.
Oh, seeds are gonna
animals.
blow this bitch's mind.
The fuck? Moving on though to Feta. Feta. You find yourself talking to. You and Luck are sitting in a room. Just chatting. Luck is getting you oriented again and is helping run some numbers on what the outcome of the mushrooms in your domain mean. When a ding occurs under her desk,
They're, what's the ding? What's the dinging? That like a security system? Is that...
she scrambles through her desk and pulls out a slot machine that reads Feta.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It happened, didn't it?
I don't... You see she's trepidatiously shaking as she reaches for the slot machine.
Do you want me to look?
She twists and shoves it in your face. Hands in her hands together, praying.
Has she looked at it yet?
No.
I pick it up.
As you pick it up, a little message whirs in your mind. Do you will to read the fate of Feta?
I have a question for you. Look. Has an individual knowing their own fate ever changed the outcome? For better or worse?
I'll say it depends. I found that those that try to change their fate have usually find a very ironic outcome comes for them.
I'm going to ask your advice. I'm not necessarily going to take it, depending on the answer.
Fair.
But I figured your input's somewhat important here. I don't necessarily want you to look at it just yet. Do you think I should?
The answer exists, whether we want it to or not. Knowing what it is merely means that we're prepared for it when it happens.
All right, so we're of the same mind on that, at the very least. I look at the slot machine and just respond in the affirmative in my mind.
A printout and a vision. As the thing begins to print out, your mind is filled with images moving fast. And at this point, you look and see why this took so damn long to calculate. You see hundreds, millions, thousands of possible, billions of possible deaths for you. You're presented with all of them at once. Many of which include Eleanor, many of which don't. Some seem important, some seem inconsequential. And at this point in time, you see a root puncture one of them. And another. And another. And another. And then a little mushroom head peeks through in this vision. Hey.
Hey.
What's this?
This is in like the general sense. What are you piercing right now? My fate. Oh, uh, everything good? Are you talking to yourself with the?
I've got a
Yeah,
romantic
yeah, yeah.
relationship with myself. What's happening here?
Ah, that tracks so well, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Also good for you. Like, weirdly enough, I feel like that's probably one of the more stable relationships I've ever encountered, considering, you know, the Hive might need kind of, it's complicated, I imagine, but still, like, the communication must be impeccable.
It's instant, actually. So where are
Yeah,
we? What
that's
is
good.
this? What am I growing
Thi-
into?
Well, ostensibly, this is the device that has been calculating my ultimate fate, my final death.
Oh, is this supposed to be important?
Huh.
I guess if I'm here, that means that me and your deaths are linked.
I'm. Yeah, I imagine at some point there would be. It as far as the important thing, I don't know. Actually, I always kind of thought it was until you asked.
I don't know what death is other than I get to eat them.
Right, but that's more death of a corporeal form.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking soul death, something beyond your reach, something beyond your, or maybe not. You and I became one in that moment. More of an ego death than anything.
I don't think you can die.
Run that by me one more time and elaborate if you can.
Oh, okay. I don't think you can die. Death is for mortals, which we aren't. Death is for single, which we aren't. Death is for people who only get one experience. We don't. You've given up death. Relinquished your need for it. Your death is mine.
Wait, hang on. Mikey, when we united, when my consciousness was added to yours,
When you died,
when I died, you've existed outside of all of this,
where I am now,
right?
yeah. Fragile.
Have you witnessed the recreation of all of this before?
Witness is a weird word for me. I don't
Sure.
really witness much. I witness death. And I witness the death of the Fae that die in my arms. And I cradle their bodies back to be turned into magic and rejuvenated and brought back into the world in fireballs and lightning bolts and little whispers and prestidigitations. And one day they'll be turned back into things immortals, but I don't witness much outside of the Fae. I've heard some Fae say things like they're doing it again, but I don't know what that
Right.
is.
Okay.
I am, however, been here, been everywhere for a long, long time.
Have we met before?
You and me? No, your soul is not fresh. You were a comet. You were magic. You were a lightning bolt. Then you were Feta. But you've been around for a while. A lot longer than you say you've been around. All Fae,
If
to be fair, have been around longer than they think. People think life starts at birth. Life starts at magic, you sillies. And I make magic. Life is with me.
that's beautiful in a way. When I Jesus Christ, guys. I just caught a glimpse of the side chat. It's ridiculous. If all this comes crashing down, all this, do I return to you?
Mm-hmm.
If I... Interesting.
Alistair has no power over us. We're Fae. He didn't make us. He didn't make you. Well, he kinda did. But he was just given the magic that you already were, which I made.
I think we should keep it that way.
Alistair has his little world, and I've got my magical plane. Lady Luna has her world. Alistair's made a lot. He's done a lot. That's fair. But he didn't make me. I'm much older than him. Is that what you meant? Oh, I'm much older than Alistair. At least this one.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I met the first one. Basically the same one. Every time Alistair's the exact same. All the gods are the same every time, but not you. You change every time. The magic is the same, but what shapes? What wonder?
What about Viari and A's and Godfried? Z's.
Viari
What?
also once was me, but she was a different me. Like a moldy me.
Moldy.
I was a sleeping,
So not...
like a sleeping mushroom.
Is there any way to get her to remember?
I
Beyond what she can see in her book?
I can't get you guys to remember any much more than I can get them. Much is lost
Yeah.
in the conversion of magic to mortal and back again. Memories, who you were, what you were. I've already told you what you were. Has a lightning bolt ever remembered anything past the instant it was made and then dead? Don't think so.
Imagine if it could.
It'd probably just go bzzz, that's all it would say. There's nothing much lightning bolts can tell you. They're just very large.
You
So,
see
Mikey-
that the roots continue to wrap and crush every single fragmented death that you could have. And as you look in the bottom right-hand corner, you see every death is percolating. There's more that are coming. Every death is being made, but as more are made, more mushrooms grow with them. All at once, swallowing your deaths.
I wonder if this machine always knew. As far as I understand, Lux, calculations of probability and chance are very wide-reaching, and I'm wondering if it finally just figured out that there is no answer.
Or maybe I broke it.
And maybe you broke it. Maybe you always would have broken it. And maybe not. I mean, regardless, I guess we're stuck with each other.
Mm-hmm. You want out
Thank
of
you,
here?
Mike.
Yeah, always. I'll be here for you when you die.
I won't say I'm looking forward to it, but I mean,
Yeah, no one does.
maybe I'm not as afraid as I once was.
Who's this lady that keeps killing you? Stab,
Eleanor.
Stab, 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 stab. Hung up by your neck by your toenails. Stab, stab.
Oh, the
stab,
private toenails
stab,
was
stab,
unnecessary to
stab,
bring up. I was
stab.
trying to actually look past that one, but no, that's fine, I guess. That's Eleanor. She's someone I hurt.
Oh,
Someone I'm trying to help heal. A mistake I very much regret, and while I know I can't fix it, I want to help her as much as I can.
what's with this one?
You see one of the roots taps. And you recognize it, though in third person. It's the death that you had in the Feywild.
This was you.
That was me. That's when you and I met.
Why'd you do that?
I guess.
Die. Most don't choose death. They choose life every time. Why'd you choose death there?
In a small way, I guess I was hoping it would give her closure. She's wanted revenge on me for so long, and it felt wrong to fight her. It felt wrong to hurt her more than I already had. And all I wanted to do was say I'm sorry and let her know that no matter what, I wanted to make it better.
I don't think it gave her closure. She kills you more.
Yeah, I see that. But something... If it didn't give her closure, something changed. I saw her eyes. She knew it wasn't satisfying. She knew it didn't give her closure.
She did it anyway, though.
She did.
Maybe she's not looking for closure.
Maybe not. We don't always get it. It's not something that we're always granted. Sometimes life continues on and we just have to accept it. But what I did to her, knowingly or unknowingly, I refuse to accept it. I refuse to accept that she's just lost and that she's just going to be in pain forever.
She won't be in
And
pain when
whether-
she dies.
No. But she deserves a life without it.
You see the mushroom roots extend their arms like,
I could take her. She's a magical
Wait.
being.
Hang on. Yeah, actually, wait, no, not necessarily in the way that you're thinking.
I
You
don't
can
think-
worm your... I don't know if that's exactly true. Not in the way that you usually do. You can find the cracks between things, between realities. You've been able to be here.
You took me here.
destroyed these potentialities. I didn't mean to, and I'm sorry if this is inconvenient to you.
No, I'm still back where I was.
Okay.
But the only reason I'm here is you took me here. I found the cracks. I can't travel reality, though. That's for mortal people. Like you.
No, but you've found cracks.
You're like a spore.
Yeah.
You want to take me more places?
Yeah, I do. Mikey, you brought me a piece that I don't know that I've ever experienced before. You showed me how things work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have a few more adventures before I join you for good. Or at least
Ah, you're already joining
until
me
the
for
next cycle. I know.
Alright, you should probably leave here before you forget. I think I really did break this thing.
Yeah, no, that's probably a good point. Is it gonna like explode or anything? Is it broken? Like it's gonna
Just wake up.
Cool. I don't know how to do that. Do I snap? Do I
You feel a fist connect with your jaw as you wake, Luck has punched you square in the face, sending you flying.
Oh, what the fuck was that for?
You were stuck in there for like 15 minutes.
There was only 15 minutes and you decided to punch me?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 2 seconds.
Okay, well, I'm not as experienced with this as you are, so maybe it was taking me a moment.
I didn't realize your deaths lasted 7 years. My apologies. I was worried about you. Also, the machine just printed out nothing. It printed out roots. What does this mean? What are roots doing in the machine? I didn't put them here. Did it break? Did you break the damn machine? It's been going for 10,000 years.
Yeah,
And it prints out roots. It's like, oh, I'm done. Fucking rigatoni mushrooms. Here you go. Fuck.
No closure on that one, huh?
10,000 years. Is this what it was? It was waiting for you to show up so you could sprinkle some... I don't know.
I don't know if it was waiting, if it always knew this would happen, or something truly unexpected occurred. Something that's never happened before. But yeah,
Records.
it's broken.
The records are in the Pantheon. It will tell me everything that happened. It'll tell
Look.
me why.
Look.
Hmm?
Mom.
I'm going to
It's
get a
okay.
record. No, Feta,
Don't-
it's not okay. It's not okay in this situation, okay? Look, I
Why?
know the mushrooms that you tried gave you some divine sense of empathy or something. But I need
For fuck's sake.
I need
I'm not
this.
some like I'm not in some like hippy dippy day. Why? Why do you need this? Tell me why. Tell me why this is so important.
I don't need to know
Why is
your
it
death.
so important to have an answer?
I don't need to know your death, Feta.
I don't think it's coming.
But what I do need is I need to know why this works the way it did. What happened? I need to know, when did it break?
Just now.
Just now?
Just now.
Was it broken the whole time?
No. Not as far as I know. Not as far as I saw. It was working exactly as intended. And then... Alright. Hear me out. Because the way I'm going to phrase this is going to make you either roll your eyes at me or punch me again. And I'd really not like to get punched again.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
think a miracle might have happened.
Okay, I'm gonna roll my eyes. What the fuck you
Okay,
mean?
all
We're
right. Well,
gods.
I mean, beyond our understanding. So, the myconids, yeah?
Yeah, the mushrooms, yeah.
When I joined with them,
Mm-hmm.
as far as what I call them Mikey, because it's just Mikey, short for myconids.
I'm glad you
It's
named
just
your
easier that way.
parasite. Very good to know.
I did. It's not a parasite. Fuck off.
Fungal infection, then.
Okay, that's worse. I'll take parasite over fungal infection.
Parasite it is.
The point being, as far as they've phrased it, I relinquished my need for death. It's not gonna happen. Not in the way that your machines know how to read.
What did you just say? You
I relinquished my need for death.
to them.
In general, I don't know that it was to them. The way they were phrasing things was a little confusing, and they tend to be vague. They did say that. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Calm down.
I'm not freaking out. I'm not freaking out. I've got a brain blast.
Oh, okay. All right.
My machines work by reading through the divine contract piece by piece, part by part, until it finds a section on your death, calculates every possible outcome, figuring out the most likely one, coming to the conclusion, and eradicating outcomes that are improbable, unlikely. It ate your death. You relinquished your death to it. Is that what you said?
My death's no longer in the... Yes, my death's no longer in the divine contract then.
That's why it broke. It's no longer in the contract. You are a deathless entity.
Is that good, bad, horrible, awesome?
Alistair bursts in the room.
Somewhere.
Who fucking touched my contract? Why are there mushrooms?
Are you looking at the section that says mushrooms?
I'm looking at the section that says Feta's fucking death!
Well, I think you got your answer as far as who's touched the contract.
Was it you or the mushrooms? Because you
What
better...
do you think?
You answer
sir? Do you
carefully.
think
Because somebody...
Alistair, breathe. Can everybody just fucking breathe for a moment?
I will breathe. But you need to tell me what gives you the right to change the contract.
Do you think that I have that power? Do you really, honestly think, after everything you've witnessed from us, that I alone have the power to do that?
So it was the mushrooms.
And what if it was?
Then they are interfering with the natural order of everything and pose an imminent threat to all of us. Do you get that?
Oh my god, Alistair, are you so fucking tunnel-visioned that you don't get that just because it's not within your domain doesn't mean it's outside the natural order? Are you that fucking blind? Christ. I don't know who that is, but I'm gonna use it as an expletive anyway.
Keep your mushrooms.
I don't think you could change whether or not I keep them or I don't. Honestly, I think it's sort of inherently we're tied together now. Forever. And you can hate me for that if you want.
I don't hate you, Feta, for doing that. I don't hate you for doing what you do to need to survive. What I hate you currently for is for your fucking hubris. Is for you thinking that everything's okay because these mycelium parasites are nice to you. I hate you because you think you know what's happening when you don't.
No, Alistair.
How many worlds are currently infected with mushrooms so large that they've swallowed the population, killing billions? How many do you think, Feta?
How many have you seen?
I've seen currently 10 million from your death alone. You think this only affects you every fucking time? It affects more than you. Every action you have, you're a god, Feta. Every last chance is being swallowed, dissolved. You can keep your little friends if you wish, but mind you, your choice has a consequence! Don't you fucking say that I don't look beyond the scope of my creation! I look at every life that you think is frivolous! I know for a fact you couldn't do better than me, Feta, because if you had to make the choices I had to make, you would have so much blood on your hands, you would cry to sleep every night, because you can't even stand that you ruined one life. I have to ruin millions, billions every day. I have to let die because everyone says it's uncouth when I kill them myself. So I let the wars go on, the weapons rage. I let famine ruin. You can shut your yap about the goddamn consequences until you've made a choice that hasn't had to do with your own self-satisfaction. And luck, control your charge! I am quarantining Feta and the section of F in the contract until it is contained. Until we understand what a threat it poses. And he leaves. And that's where we're gonna go to break. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been the first half of Paperwork Pantheon. I need to drink water.
Yes, you do. God, that was a lot of yelling, dude.
We will be right back. And we're back! Hello! Welcome. So, back with Viari on the mortal plane.
Fuck.
Godfried is bamfed away, and as are you. As you find yourself in Alistair's office. Don't worry, you're not in trouble. This isn't about you. We have a problem.
Okay.
So Feta is infected with something, and is currently unwittingly slaughtering thousands of worlds with this disease that he has.
What?
The mushrooms. They've infected his domain, and, well, I was willing to let this little experiment of his go on. I draw the line at needlessly slaughtering billions of people. So,
Does he know?
I just informed him, and he seemed very flippant about it, so who's to say? I at least told him. Right back
I'm
at
sorry,
you,
but
Feta.
Fuck
you
yourself,
did.
Alistair.
You did.
You
got
were.
denied.
You
did
were
seem
flippant.
very flippant.
You were
about
very
it.
flippant.
I'm sorry, you dropped fucking information on me that I didn't know and then just kept talking and I couldn't respond. There was no room to be flippant.
It's okay. You know, Pat, I'm on your side here. I'm on
you,
Feta's
Amelia.
side. Fuck
Thank
this
you,
guy.
Amelia.
Fuck the power.
So either way, I need help doing something. I need you to convince Feta in the domain he's currently in. I've locked him inside with luck. They were in the luck domain. I need you to go in, convince him to sign a contract of protection. Basically, it will quarantine his soul, preventing him from infecting other worlds.
Does this mean Luck is infected as well?
Luck is currently infected, yes.
Am I going to be infected if I go in?
Not if you sign a contract preventing it. It's hastily made. You can have Charlie look it over, but basically just protects your soul from the infection.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
With a signing of it, you feel this sort of muffling occur. It's very... This one's very hastily made. His will be less effective in the sense that it currently is for you. Please, let him know what is currently happening. If you must, you cast a... Do you know the spell Legend Lore? Can you cast it?
I can limited wish it.
Oh no, limited wish is only an action. It's not enough time.
Oh. I...
Make him cast
Not
it.
in this form. I can switch aspects.
That'll take too long. Hand him this. It's a scroll. Cast it. Cast it on the mushrooms. Show him what is happening. Please. I don't think he's aware.
Alistair, are you okay?
We have a problem, is what we have, Viari. If this thing continues to grow at the rate that it is, all of existence will be replaced with lovely mushrooms. And as much as I enjoy a good mushroom in my pizza or two, I cannot stand for an entire existence of them.
Got it. Okay. I'll go see him.
Okay.
The contract?
Right. He hands you a scroll.
And does Luck need one?
I will have to handle Luck on my own accord. You cannot bind Luck to a contract. I will have to bind her myself.
Okay. Cool. You're not infected, are you? If you went to see him?
I thankfully protected myself first before I went in because I saw the mushrooms first in his section.
Okay. Cool. And what about Ace? And Godfrey?
A's
Do
is in Fate.
contracts for them?
A's is in Fate right now. Godfried is... Okay, he's punishing souls and mortals. Okay.
Well, okay, cool. As long as they're safe. I'll go see Feta about this, and also, Ignition got away.
It's fine. He's probably retreated to space. Go see Feta. It's okay.
Okay.
Feta, back to you.
It retreated to space, you say?
Yeah.
Feta, what did you say you wanted Mikey to show you?
So yeah, immediately after Alistair left, I would have reached out to the Hive mine and asked them to show me what they've been doing.
Growing? If you want to see.
Beyond that, what has been the consequence of your growth? How much death? How much conversion? If you had to put a number to it.
Hard to say. We're in weird places. Nothing stops us here.
Are you doing this consciously?
I'm just
Or
growing.
is this just happening?
I'm just growing. It's what I do. I grow.
Okay. It's okay, Mikey. It's all right. Just...
This whole world is magic. Very eatable.
It is. I understand.
It's like everywhere I go, there's food. So all I'm seeing is just food.
Can I help you understand something, Mikey?
Okay.
All of you.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that this place looks like a buffet. That where you're growing into, it just looks like food. Okay?
It is food.
I need you to understand that while it doesn't necessarily have meaning to you, it is just food. There are certain things that you are consuming, certain places you're growing into that are causing a lot of problems for the natural environment there. This is a place where you weren't designed for. The nature that you showed me, the world, the conversion, when we joined together, I felt the wind, I felt the trees growing, I felt the beauty of creation and death. But this world wasn't designed for that process to happen so quickly. And there's no balance to it. There's more death than there is creation right now. With the places that you're growing into, there's so much destruction.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Can I do have like a further point.
Follow up.
Yeah. And with this upset of the natural balance, the creatures within this environment are going to start striking back. They view it as an infection. Like a body views an infection. Okay? And the last thing that I want to see is you entirely wiped out by the immune system that would then fight back against you. If you grow the way that you've been growing, there will eventually be nothing to convert.
Oh, you're worried about me. That's okay. I can't be killed here.
No, I'm not just worried about you. I'm worried about nature. I'm worried about this place. We're not in the Feywild anymore, Toto. This world wasn't built for you. But that doesn't mean that you don't have a place in it. We'll find it. And we'll find a way to make that balance. But just as I trusted you, I am asking you to trust me. Pull back. You have a home in my realm. But beyond there, stick with me. You can grow in my footsteps.
Make
But
a persuasion check.
Give me a second. Let me look at the sheet. I looked at the sheet and I saw Danny bonus, Danny bonus, Danny bonus.
Danny bonus!
Okay, where's persuasion?
Persuasion's going to be a charisma check with proficiency. So I believe you can.
Charisma attack, charisma save, charisma check.
Where's my mouse?
I don't know. Where is your mouse?
It's like over in the corner.
Found. Okay. Found it.
Okay, charisma. Underneath charisma, score. Okay, modifier.
Don't tell me I forgot to put in checks. I swear to God.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'll roll the d6.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's a 20 on the die. Give me a second.
Starting strong.
We're starting strong. For persuasion.
Persuasion. So that's a charisma check with proficiency.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I did forget.
We're rolling.
If it's a charisma check with proficiency, just use the saving throw with proficiency value. Sorry, I forgot to put in. It's the same number.
Okay, hang on. We're just gonna screenshotting that for later. Boop 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 boop. Do the thing. Bam. And I'll send this to you. That's a 26, so that's gonna be a total of 46.
God damn.
That is because my proficiency is my persuasion is +9, so that was 96 for a total of 26.
But if your proficiency is if your proficiency is +9 on the
oh yeah, then it's every 3, correct?
Yes, that'd be +3, so it should be 3d6.
So it'd be +3, so it's 3d6. That's fine. I can just roll those. Oh. Okay, no, I'll take that. That is going to be 17.
Not 20
No,
plus 17.
sorry, no. I'm bad at math. 6 + 6 + 3. 2 6s
15.
1 3.
15.
15.
15 plus 20, 35. The mushroom, the mycelium network goes.
Okay, I'm confused with how this place works.
I know. I know you are.
I'm just growing in your domain right now. Where else am I?
There's so many other places, Mikey. My domain connects to countless other worlds.
Oh.
There are 10 million worlds that because of your growth are gone.
Oh.
They're just gone. They're worlds where you can't grow into anymore because with your growth and what you've consumed, it erased them.
I didn't mean to do that.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't.
I don't know.
You don't, like you said,
Where am I supposed to go?
like you said, you don't know how this place works. And to be honest, I don't know how this place works half the time.
At this point in time, Viari, you burst into the room. You see Feta is in a trance, currently communicating with the network. Luck is biting her fingernails.
Luck?
Hey, how's Alistair?
He looks shaken up, which I feel like I don't need to tell you is not something Alistair generally looks like.
Yeah, he was a little fire and brimstone-y.
What do you mean?
Little scared he was gonna kill Feta. Little scared he was gonna kill Feta.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you know. Feta's hot spirited. Alistair is
Yeah.
him. So
Are you, he said you're infected?
yeah, I am. And he needs to
Okay.
come in here once you clear our little virus from
Right.
Feta.
Veda?
Make an Arcana check.
I'm going to punch you to wake you up.
Swing, Viari, what's your strength?
8.
You literally can't deal damage.
I know.
Like
you feel,
I can outage blast.
Like, oh, I got bit by a mosquito.
Feta, you feel
There's like a
pain.
really
meanwhile,
weak
while
mosquito.
conversing, they're like, I think Viari's trying to punch
I
you.
got
feel a
bit by
toddler
a tiny baby mosquito.
It's more like getting
That feels like Viari, yeah.
I
yeah,
think
no.
a drunk bumblebee just like ran into my cheek.
As when he wakes up, I'm holding an Eldritch Blast in my hand. Oh, never mind. You
Yes.
are going to sign this.
No.
Yes, you are, Feta. Because right now, Alistair is freaking out, and I've never seen Alistair freak out the way that he is right now. And your mushroom issue is infecting everything.
I'm
And
aware. And I'm trying, and I'm doing, and I'm fixing. My way.
Feta, you're infecting everyone else's domains.
I'm aware. And I am fixing it, Viari.
Okay. Well, can we fix it as well as place some protections? Why?
Read that contract. Tell
I
me what
can't.
it does. Okay. Give it here. I'm going to read the contract aloud.
To Feta, Locke, and the mushrooms within, the signing of this contract prevents further growth into external domains and external worlds, including those governed by last chances pending probability.
Does it say how?
No.
And I hand it back to Viari.
What's the issue?
I am not falling for another one of Alistair's little tricks,
What are
okay?
you falling for another one of Alistair's little tricks? He's up front.
Yes.
What do you mean,
No.
little
No,
trick?
he's not. He is not ever up front with us. When has he ever been up front with us? When has he ever told us the entire truth of a situation, Viari? When?
When
Name
he knows
one
every
time.
single thing that in existence, it's a little difficult to convey that information.
Stop making excuses for the bastard.
Stop putting
Okay.
everyone in danger because you think you can handle it.
I Viari, Alistair accused me of having a great deal of hubris, of constantly making decisions thinking that they only affect me. And he's not wrong. Okay? I
Yeah?
accept that. This was out of my control. This, I did not have the information on. Okay? And frankly, I'm a little tired of being blamed for things that I didn't do. And for things that I did without having all of the information. Information I could have had if Alistair had deigned us worthy of it.
How is Alistair supposed to know? He doesn't know anything about the Feywild and the mushrooms and how they
But he
work.
knows plenty about the divine contract. And apparently this is an issue with the divine contract.
No, it's an issue with the mushrooms infecting the divine. Do you hear
I'm
yourself
aware.
right now?
Do you... Let me
Okay.
fix this. Just let me fix it.
Oh.
I fucked up as a father figure once already. Let me not do it again.
You're not their father.
No, but they are my responsibility. So
Feta.
let me take charge of my responsibility.
Feta, nobody knows better than me how frustrating it is to not have all of the information and to make the wrong decisions and to fuck up so monumentally that everyone is affected. Nobody. But you still got to take the steps to make things right, and you still need to put in proper protections. It is insane to think that you have control of something that is effectively all-powerful in the Feywild. It's what infects everything there? It's everywhere? It's some sort of
It's part of
equivalent
nature.
to a pervasive death plant that contains
No,
the souls of all of the Fey?
No, it's a part of nature and the natural process within that world. And it came
Sure.
into this world not understanding that the rules were different. And I'm teaching it what the rules are here.
Then agree to follow the rules.
Viari, this contract will effectively take me out of the fight. You know,
How?
I stay here.
No, you don't.
I
This
stay
lets
within
you
the-
leave.
Is
If
that
you
what it
don't
says?
sign this contract, you probably
Does-
are going to have to stay here, and it's going
Does
to impact
it
luck.
say that I get to leave? Does it say how
Alistair
it puts
said that
all
you
of
get
this
to
into
leave.
effect?
Alistair, does this contract
Did
mean
he-
that Feta gets to leave?
The contract allows Feta to leave and go at his own pleasure. It prevents his mere existence from infecting other domains.
Put
You
that
know-
in your fucking contract then, you asshole.
Actually, you know what, Feta? If you're confident you can do this by yourself, do it. But make no mistake when I say the following words. If you fuck up, don't think you're above death, because
Alistair.
I will write it back in for you.
Alistair,
Mm-hmm.
why don't you trust us?
Because, you want to know why I don't trust you? Because you don't agree with anything I say. You've accused me of mishandling every situation I've been given. You ignore orders, disrupt orders, disagree with
You
every
don't.
bit of authority
Oh,
I've ever had.
God.
Every time I give advice, it is shrugged off. Every time I ask
That's
for...
not true. That's just patently false.
Then do
We
this.
have tried to do everything that we can for you. And every single time we fuck up, it's because you've held something back. Because you refuse to just give us the information. that we need to be able to do our jobs properly, Alistair.
Feta,
You've hidden and you've lied and you've constantly been...
do you think...
I don't
Do you think
know
I
what
want
you
you
want.
to fail? Do you think
Yes!
Then you...
Yes, I think you want us to fail. Because if we fail, that means you get everything that you want. You know what we're up to. You know everything, don't you?
I made an agreement with all of you. I told you I would not interfere with your work so long as you didn't interfere with mine. Do your jobs. I let you concoct your scheme. Despite you, Feta, you asking me to be stricter. Create more rules.
When?
When Truth was killed, when Truth was ousted, when Gary showed up, made a scheme, you asked me to put in more rules.
What?
Yes, you did.
Patrick genuinely doesn't remember this. Patrick does not
Okay.
remember
You
what
did.
the exact phrase.
Everyone got mad at Alistair and told him to put more rules in place to prevent people from scheming against him.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Everyone post, because what came out at the time, Luck revealed that she'd been working on her own secret contract. And revealed that Gary had been working in secret trying to kill Truth. Post this happening, everybody told Alistair that he needed to be stricter with managing schemes right under people's noses. This is when Viari got the adjudicator placed on her shoulder. This was also around the time when Feta died. This was asked of him.
Got it.
Oh,
I
so
was not
he's
here
picking,
though.
Yeah, so he's picking and choosing. That's exactly what he's doing. He is picking and choosing
He's letting
when
he
he's
let
going
you guys
to take
get,
our
he let you
advice.
guys get off the hook.
He's picking and choosing when to take our advice and when to listen to us. That's toxic.
Well, doesn't everyone do that though? Doesn't
They-
everyone pick and choose when to listen to someone's advice and when not to?
Feta?
Yeah, but like,
Alistair,
What do you
what
want me
does
to
the
let this
contract
happen?
do?
The contract,
What does the contract do? What? How does it do it?
it
Put
prevents
in
its
black
growth,
and white.
keeps it in a time stasis bubble.
How? Just say how!
I'm saying it right fucking now, Feta. If you can shut up for 3 seconds, you inconsistent little baby. It puts it in a time bubble, preventing it from growing, so we can figure out how we can contain it. In this stupid, pitiful argument we've been having, that you've been trying to communicate that 7 more billion worlds are dying. I can't give
Give
you
me
all the
10
information, guys.
Give me 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes. Just give me 10 minutes.
I want you to know that that would equate to 7 billion more worlds.
And I'm going to stop that from happening in those 10 minutes, Alistair.
45 billion deaths. Your time starts now.
I'm going to talk to Mikey again.
Am I doing it?
Have you stopped growing?
I can't.
Can you grow in a different place? Can you move out of the place where you are now? There's a place called the Divine Contract.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Can you redirect the growth? Can you stop eating for a moment
If I stop
and
eating,
redirect those energies?
where to?
Focus on me for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Grow into me for a moment.
You're
Just-
already full. I can't grow back. You're
Okay?
already full.
Where do you see in front of you to grow?
Everywhere.
Okay? Name 5 places.
I don't see. I just know there's food. I just know that everywhere I go gets me more.
Okay. What would happen if you hit a wall?
If I hit a wall,
Yes. What would happen if everywhere you looked there was no more food, but what you are already currently eating?
I've eaten everything.
Okay. What happens to you then?
I fade.
Okay, we don't want that. When you eat, why? Why do you consume the magic in front of you? And what do you do with it?
I convert it to life.
Where?
In the Fae. In you.
Can you convert it to life elsewhere?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Can you convert it to life within the realms that you're currently in?
Is that okay?
I'm trying to figure out how to explain this to you. Within the divine contract, right? You see this big pool of food. Do you see that there are other streams that are coming from it? And every single time you eat the entrance to one of those streams, the stream disappears.
No, I go in the streams and I eat everything in there.
Okay. There's life in there.
Mm.
There are people. There are other natural environments. Instead of just eating it all, can you continue the life cycles of those environments? Can you adapt?
In the Feywild, there's things that I can't eat. And that's the earth. I can't eat the earth. But here, I don't see a difference. I just see... It's like your whole world is comprised of magic. Everything is magical.
Is there a way that I can share my knowledge with Mikey? That I can share my experiences of walking in the mortal plane, what I've seen, separating the difference? Instead of me seeing through their eyes, do the opposite.
I can see through what you've seen right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Can I teach them?
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Okay. Okay. Do you want me to roll a single modifier or two different modifiers?
It should just be are you looking at the
yeah,
Excel
do you want me
sheet?
to roll the D6s twice, or do you want me to roll it once?
Just the once.
And add it to the lower roll. Okay.
Add it just the once.
Okay. 24.
24.
I can try. I don't know though. I have to imagine the difference, but I can't think.
You can. We're talking to each other, Mikey.
This isn't thinking. This is feeling. Thinking is different.
Can you imagine the feelings? The way that you do in the Feywild?
gonna make a check.
Okay. Imagine that it works the same.
Does not succeed. I'm sorry. I don't know. This is the only experience that I have. I have thousands and they're all the same. This is the first one that's new. I know. Thank you for trying. But I
It's
can't.
okay. All right. Is there something that I'm missing here?
I think the fact is that the mushrooms, as an entirely alien species, it's not just that the world is different. It's that it's like the fabric of existence is comprised of what they consume because they're in the
Right.
divine contract. If they were
Right.
directly interfacing with the planets, that would be different. But they're interfacing.
Is there a way to get them to do that? Because when I was talking about the little streams and it said it goes through the streams and it eats everything, I was trying to get it to picture going into the different worlds.
Yes. So the thing is it does that, but because of how it does it, it sees it through the lens of the contract being magical.
Right.
So it just eats the letters of it,
Right.
seeing it as the same. And it goes through there, and as it does
It's a
that, it
bookworm.
infests it and eats it. It just, everything looks the same. And
I'm
it's-
trying to figure out if there's a way to get it to redirect. To turn a malicious program into a beneficial one, or at least a malignant one.
I think
Or benign, sorry.
I
Less,
think
not
you
malignant,
don't have
benign.
enough information on how to do that right now.
Is there a check that I can make? Beyond just trying to persuade it, is there an arcana check? Is there an insight? Is there an
Make
investigation?
an Arcana check. At
I just
its
realized I
disadvantage.
immediately forgot the legend lore scroll.
I have legend lore. I can cast it. I have that spell prepared.
If you cast Legend Lore and
Yeah.
make a good Arcana check, there is an out, but it's
Okay.
the check is high. Feta is trying to do the impossible. More than more than the usual. This is a strictly impossible thing that you're trying to make happen. You have to succeed exceptionally to do so.
Okay. One second, I gotta break out my calculator. Sorry, guys. I know that this is taking a long time. Okay. And then, so casting Legend Lore.
Okay.
Okay. That's a 45.
Okay. You learn a few things. The world that comprises everything around you was woven with magic, distilled into ink, and given to Alistair to write. The magic was funneled through the Dream Clock Tower, owned by Viari's family. The magic came from the mushrooms. The entire world is, in a very sideways way, a byproduct of the mushrooms. They see this as themselves, as food. They can't discern the difference because they don't operate on the same level. They are outsiders eternal. However, if you want to turn them and control them into a way that allows them to grow, you have to change them. You can't do that right now.
Okay.
But as they are currently, where they are at, they currently exist in the divine contract literally.
Okay.
If you want to control how they work, you would need to rewrite that yourself. You would need to add them to the divine contract and change that. You cannot change
Could be a...
the nature of the Fae otherwise.
Right. What would be the consequences of that? As far as the...
Keep talking.
28 was the modifier.
Oh, that makes more sense. I was
Yes.
very confused.
17 was the roll on the die. 28 was the
That makes
modifier.
more sense.
The consequence would be is that they are now in the divine contract.
Right.
Which would mean being an Order Pantheon product, effectively. An Order Pantheon entity.
Would that fuck up things between Alistair and the Fae? Would the Fae view that as a declaration of war?
I don't know if they'd be happy about it. You could potentially work with Alistair to change that and make it more a territory-based thing rather than a general this entity thing.
Okay.
But this entity does not have the capacity to think, so it cannot learn in the same way that you or I can.
Got you. I'm going to communicate all of this to Alistair. I'm going to tell him all of this.
You want to write them into
Everything
the
I've learned, everything, like, no holds barred.
You want to write them into the contract properly. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes. Yes. It would stop the worlds from dying. It would stop them breaching into areas they don't understand. It would grant them understanding.
You know that would give me power over them, right? You're aware?
Don't do it. Please, for the love of God, I'm not there.
And the alternative is that they die.
No, they're put in a time bubble.
And if they are put in the time bubble, if they hit the wall,
They won't.
or are they frozen in time?
They're frozen in time. They won't experience anything. They'll be stuck there, not experiencing. When they come back, time will have passed and they will have known nothing of it. I don't even think
If you have control over them, what would you do with them?
I would utilize them to incorporate them into Death's domain, give them a position with Death, give them corporeal form to communicate with, grant them access to the worlds that they deem necessary for their existence.
What would that change?
Life and death would be more connected, a through line, rather than two distinct departments. And I'd probably have to deal with Lady Luna more often than just our Sunday visits.
Could this potentially, if we work together, create more of a dialogue with the Fae?
Potentially. I do ask, though, at the very least, that until we finalize this, that we do put them in the time bubble. I wasn't joking when I said 45 billion deaths.
Yeah. I don't take that lightly, by the way. hope you know that.
Whether or not you do is up to you to decide. I have more on my head anyway.
Yeah.
Is this what you want?
We'll figure that out. I'm not about making brash decisions anymore. I will sign the contract.
And as you sign it, you feel almost like a stopping, like a car that was accelerating has just didn't hit anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like it hit a ramp.
Yeah.
It's now soaring through the air into space.
I do communicate with Mikey as I am writing the contract. You guys are going to trust me, okay? I need you to.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
We're going to figure this out together.
You're me. We have to.
All right. Just give me some time. We'll figure this out.
Based on what you're signing, I won't have to give you anything silly.
Okay. Signed.
And it stops. The contract then appears in front of Luck. She signs it. Okay. Well, that's that little disaster over.
Yep. No more secrets
Alistair,
between either of us.
Alistair goes, I want to say, the secrets I keep are not out of want. I literally can't tell you that until the time is dictated in the contract. I'm not doing this to jeopardize your jobs or your missions. I'm doing this out of a strict rule of law that I must follow. If I break a single rule, everything ends. You get that right. I'm not allowed to break rules. If I break the rules, it's over. Everything. All at once.
And I guess we'll just have to change the rules.
I guess you will. Because I certainly can't right now. But understand, I'm telling you as much as I can, at every opportunity I can. I know it's frustrating. I know it feels like I'm trying to jeopardize you.
Do you want us to fail? What do you? This is not about logic or reasoning. This is about you feeling. And I know that time and time again, you have told us that you don't. What do you want?
I want the continued existence of every single living thing in this room and beyond. I have a different perspective than you on how that should work.
Mm-hmm.
Should the time come when we have to disagree, then we shall. But I will kneel if you prove that your way is better. Kneeling in a figurative sense. You do know the path this leads to? I hope you know.
We'll find out.
You don't need to find out, Feta. In the name of no secrets, I await at the end. I have to defend order with my life.
Yeah,
No matter what
then
you
I do.
No matter what you make, even if it's better, I have to lay down my life before I let you change anything.
Feta looks at Viari.
What do you want me to say, Feta?
I will not interfere with you until we get to that point. After all, you have the same jobs anyway. Neither of us can win if chaos does. I have a job to collaborate with you until the bitter end. An obligation. Contractually.
Yeah.
If I wish you to fail, then I wish myself.
All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know, Alistair. I just don't know.
I'll begin contacting the Feywild to work out this little issue with the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Take care.
I'm going to
You too.
ping my simulacrum network to see if they can. I need them to put feelers out to see if there's any kind of retaliation to what Feta just did and all of the deaths that is going to come from Gary and the God Hunters.
That's a good question. They begin going out. I'll let you know the results of that.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab Feta and march him out. Sometimes I think you guys just don't think that I know where this is going. I know what Alistair is. Do you?
Pain in the ass?
Yeah. But that back there, I don't even know. I can't even conceive of what 45 billion is.
Again, Alistair said it was up for me to decide whether or not it mattered to me. Of course it fucking does.
You couldn't have signed the contract and then thought about it. Then cast Legend Law.
It's done now.
Yeah. And I am going to be running damage control on this. Because I'm pretty sure that you've just royally pissed off one of our potential allies. I need to speak with someone.
Just let him kill me.
I'm not going to do that.
Viari, I've not made any of this better. I've only caused difficulty after difficulty, even when it wasn't a choice that I could make.
And you are
Sometimes
one of the last
possibility
reasons
is-
why we might succeed. So you don't get to tap out of the game before it's over. Whether you like it or not, you've just committed to something. And now you get to see it through.
Feta, could you please report to Bloodshed's office? Please report to Bloodshed's office.
Sure.
Do you go?
Yeah.
You make your way to Bloodshed's office. She greets you. She opens the door.
Okay, this is going about how I'd expect. Come in.
Comes in, sits down.
So,
I already know. Just whatever punishment you've got, let me know what it is.
I'm a counselor. I'm not
You don't have...
I'm not a punisher. Oh, hold the phone. I'm here to talk with you about this.
Sure.
How does it feel? How do you feel?
Horrendous. I want to die. I want to die. I want to be done. That's how I feel. You want to know how I feel? I'm tired of being a god. That's how I feel. I'm done. Bloodshed. I'm just done. Fucking wipe my mind and just put somebody else in charge. If my existence is our last chance. Because at this point, I don't see one. I don't see a point. Start it all over. Fucking who cares? Everybody's gonna die anyway. So just kill me. That's how I feel. Am I gonna act on any of that? No. Do I actually mean any of that? I don't fucking know. But that's how I feel.
You know,
I feel like a monster. I'm not a god, I'm a demon. That's how I feel.
you know, I do happen to listen in on conversations. Especially when Alistair is yelling.
You and everybody else.
Well, it's kind of hard not to listen when Alistair's voice yelling so loud it rings in all of our ears.
Yeah.
He said something. He said he didn't think you had the stomach for the decisions he has to make. Dooming millions, billions. The choice to let people die.
I already did it,
Yeah,
apparently.
he did.
And it sucks. But I had to find a way. I
And-
had to.
Right. That's the decisions of a god. Those are the choices you make. They're hard. In fact, they're brutal, cold, and often villainous. It's not about right and wrong, Feta. It's whether or not you can accept what your choices were. Your choice did kill 45 billion people. A number so huge, even I'm a little impressed.
You know what the worst part about all of it is?
Yeah?
Is that I can accept it.
Why is that the worst? I think it'd be worse if you didn't accept it. In fact, that's what dying would be.
Thing I can't accept is the way that Viari looks at me now. The way that Alistair showed emotion for one of the very few times he has in his entire existence. And it was pure disdain towards, I don't know, me, my general direction.
Alistair is...
That's what I can't accept.
Something that I learned very long time ago in my tenure here. Alistair's a function. Pre-programmed.
Everybody keeps saying that. And yet I've seen him act so incredibly human.
He's a damn good program. But a program.
Yeah.
He cares. He cares in the way that he can.
I know he does.
The disdain that you heard, it would have been directed at anybody in that position. Because you were presented with an impossible choice that you didn't have enough information to make. What Alistair sees is people dying and somebody refusing to act. It's not the disdain at the choice you made. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's ambivalent towards it either way.
Didn't seem that way. It wasn't a refusal to act. It was just... It was trying to find another way. Trying to make their deaths worth it.
You can't do that right now.
No.
You can do it later, though. Like tomorrow. Or the day after. Or when we win this thing. Everybody doesn't die, Feta. They get turned to soup. You've been there yourself. I'm sure the mushrooms have taught you much of death himself. Death is a thing for mortals, and mortals experience it in their own way that they can comprehend.
Yeah.
I'm not here to tell you that everything's fine and that you should just be hunky-dory about all of this. But I am here to inform you that you made the decisions of a god. You had to weigh life in your hands, and so you chose to weigh the ones you did. You made the choice you made. Don't give up. Don't lose heart simply because the choice had a cost. Everything has a cost. My job is to weigh how much murder must happen. And in this case, I determine it was worth it if you do.
I think it was.
Then that's all you need to say. Stick to your guns. It's a choice, an awful choice, but a one that you made. Comes to Viari. She'll be okay. You should talk to her though. She's immortal. She can have her opinions changed.
I'm sure she'll be all right, but I don't know that we will.
We?
Her and I.
Not with that attitude, but
We'll figure it out, I'm sure.
being mortal is
Alright.
weird, isn't it?
It was a lot simpler.
Yeah. Looks like it.
Did you get him? Oh. What?
Do you want some cookies? I bake them every time.
Yeah, I could probably use some chocolate right about now.
She pulls out steaming hot chocolate chip cookies.
Thanks.
Do you want to be alone, or do you want to sit and chat for a bit? Because
I should go talk to Viari.
All right, well, these cookies ain't gonna eat themselves, so I'm gonna eat like a couple of them.
Can I take a few with?
Yeah, take a baggie. And you see Bloodshed gets up. She stabs her knife that perpetually leaks blood in her desk. She pulls out some baggies with little hearts on them that says Feta, except the eye has a heart, and then Viari, except the two eyes have hearts on them. And then she scoops them up. Thank you, baby. She scoops up like 10 cookies into each bag.
You're the best, you know that?
That's why I'm the counselor. Now go out there.
Thanks. I'm gonna go to Viari.
I had been intending on trying to get in contact with I was about to say Lexi, but we agreed she goes by Alex. It's because you just turned and spoke to Lexi, so Lexi was in my brain.
We will get to that in a bit. I want to turn to Ace for a moment. Ace, you spent the afternoon gardening with Fate.
You're muted.
We sowed some seeds and then planted, and then I also got some like seedlings because I figured that like the concept of waiting for the seeds to sprout might be really disappointing to Fate. So we're just gonna have things in several stages of growth.
So these do their things by themselves?
Yeah, they're just living things. They need sunlight and water and nutrients, but the dirt has enough nutrients in it, so just the light and the water, just appropriate amount. You don't want to drown them.
Oh.
It's all in the book. I made you this little guide. It's laminated. It'll tell you how often you need to water all of these things. What to do. Like this one is kind of if the leaves look this color, what it needs versus this color, but they should be good to go.
Oh, they flip through a page, and you see that they, just twirl their finger, and their little hair cloud warps over each of the different spots in varying degrees of thickness, and they create an irrigation system of rain clouds to water them, and then they cycle through, letting some of the starlight concentrate on them to create the proper sunlight for each of them. And then they'll just grow. They'll just do this.
Yeah, you just need to tend to weeds and things. They don't grow here naturally, but I made them grow, so you have something to do with your hands.
That's
I find
awesome.
when I get stressed, working with my hands helps me feel better.
You see that their eyes go bright white light for a moment. And then they close. Sorry, another one.
What was that one?
I think it was a win.
Okay.
Didn't finish though. So it's one of those weird ones. Those ones where it's unconfirmed who wins.
Yeah.
Feta was strange.
In what way?
Bigger. Calmer. He had these connections. Magical. The realm was blank. You were all there. And then as soon as you were about to close distance to Alistair, it stopped. I didn't see the end.
It's okay. Hey. How about we just sort of set some time regularly and meet up? You can tell me visions, we can garden. I think it might be easier if you don't have to carry all this on your own.
Okay.
I'm really glad that I get to work with you.
You see they crack just like a really small smile, but it's filled with joy.
Thanks. I should probably let you do your busy outside work.
Yeah, I'd rather be here. But I'm gonna give them a big hug, very tight squeeze.
He hugs you back, clearly feeling a little better about the horrors
Yeah.
of the future.
And hey, don't worry too much about the plants. Something happens, we can plant some more.
You can plant more.
Yeah, we'll get on that next time. See how well you keep these alive.
Okay. And with that, we're gonna pan to Feta and Viari.
Yeah, I'm gonna head back that way and reunite with my friends.
Okay. Viari, before I cut you off, you said you were doing something.
Well, I was intending on meeting up with Alex.
Okay. We're gonna go to you. You meet up with Alex.
Where are we? Do we go to her like secret little?
You send a message to Alex. You are instantly sucked into a demi-plane.
Hey.
Hey.
How have you been?
I'll be honest, not great. Lost my position.
I'm sorry.
Wasn't your fault.
Kind of was.
Yeah, I saw how that played out. I wouldn't blame yourself. I wouldn't blame you. Blame Gary. He's the guy who did it, right? That's who I blame.
Are you still in contact with him? Are you
Gone freelance.
still? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Freelance in a god-killing way, or freelance in a trying to figure out your next moves kind of way?
Freelance in a I'm gonna kill whoever gets in my way to doing what I want. See if it happens to make some moves. Type of way, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. No, okay. Totally cool. You know I support you. Whatever you decide. Unless it's killing me, then I might,
I wouldn't.
have some qualms. I know, but I would just be like a little perturbed if that was your next move.
Who else would I make fun
But-
of Gary with?
Well, I don't know if we'll be doing that for too much longer because it seems like he is winning, very powerful, has cultists who believe in him at this point. Will that make him a god?
No. Oh, you mean his
No.
fan club that started?
Yeah, his fan club.
Oh, you mean the three dickheads that seemed those collection of nothings?
Yeah.
No, they're a nuisance. Make stealing bounties from the god hunters a little annoying, but Look, if you want to know where we stand, we're okay. I was mad at you for getting in the way of Z's, but I get it. I was pissed, but I get it. Still am pissed, but I get it.
I appreciate it. There is one other thing I wanted to ask you about.
What is it?
I did come here to make sure you were okay. I need you to know that that is why I wanted to check in first, and I've just been very busy and haven't had time to get to it because of everything else that's been happening. But also something else just went down,
Oh?
and I'm a little concerned about Gary's retaliation.
What'd you do?
I didn't really do anything for once. It was Feta.
What did he do?
I'm just gonna relay everything.
Alex is just... That's not great, I'm not gonna lie. For his prospects, it's a big old target on his back.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be coming for him, you know?
Yeah. And Gary is going to be working with Eleanor at this point, as far as I can tell. Like, that would make sense, right? Or at the very least, you won't be stopping Eleanor.
I don't know. Gary is very anti-God right now.
Yeah.
Eleanor's a
Well,
target.
I guess.
Eleanor's a target too. You know that, right? Like, she's on the board.
I guess that makes sense.
Knowing Gary, he'd probably try to get them together to catch them both at the same time.
Do you think Gary will come personally?
I think Gary would come personally for this one.
I don't know if we can fight Gary.
If all of you take him on, he's immortal. He has to trick you guys in order for him to get the upper hand. He's got he's got mortal-sized meat points. He's got mortal power.
What about T-Bone,
That's another story. T-Bone,
who is still protecting Gary?
well, he's a god, right? The whole no
he?
gods policy. Yeah, T-Bone's a god of protection.
I thought he became something else after Gary left.
He did, but still godly level power. Gary's pretty adamant in his stance. He knows he can't change T-Bone, but he's not going to use him. At least not to his own benefit.
Not even to take out other guards.
Not Ethan. That was my philosophy. He doesn't agree with it.
Well, I'll consider that a blessing. Okay, so you and I probably know Gary better than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think it'll take for him to figure out what's just happened with Feta, and what do you think his next steps will be?
I'd assume he already knows. He's got feelers everywhere. He's probably going to prepare. Gary will attack when you're at your weakest.
Yeah.
And I'm talking when Feta's at 1 hit point.
Yeah.
You'll just appear and snipe him. Take his body.
And the other aspects? Will he keep coming back for the other aspects?
Oh yeah.
God.
It's not gonna be constant, but it's a threat you need to be concerned about.
I know. Alistair keeps talking about our next mission like it's something insane. And there was enough on our plate already.
I don't know much about your next mission. Just know the place is pretty fucked up.
You know which place?
You've been there before. Remember, you did a mission with A's once. You joined up with them. You went to the catacombs. You killed something. You met a guy named Wilbur.
There?
Yeah, there. Yeah, things went to shit when you guys left.
Oh, God. Okay, that's... Okay. Okay, great. Cool. Wonderful. Good to know. Fantastic. So that's what we're dealing with in addition to the rest of this.
Well, you're not dealing with that yet.
Well,
You didn't...
it's coming.
Yeah, well, that's later. That's later stuff.
Yeah. Okay. How do you think that going to speak to Gary in his dreams will be good or bad for me?
I think that'll be infuriating to him beyond repair. Do you want me to send him a message from you?
Please.
Okay. What's the message?
Am I being watched by the thing over my shoulder? Still?
Funny you should ask. It's not there. In fact, you didn't notice it leave. But your time is done.
I am going to think in pictures for this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he got the messages I sent out in dreams. But last time, I'm sorry I was a dick. I had to make the watching thing think that I was wholly on the side of order, I guess. I hope he's okay. And I'd really like to talk to him. So if he's okay with that, find me in the dreaming.
I'll let him know.
Thanks.
Yeah, you should probably go. People are probably looking for you or something.
Yeah.
Show up
Take
again
care.
sometime. I've got some wine that we should drink.
Okay.
She gives
Take
you
care.
like a kiss on the forehead and sends you out.
Viari, as soon as the Viari like teleports away, is like.
Feta sees this fist bump as they're waiting at the door with 2 bags of cookies.
Beta.
Hey.
Hey. So now that you're quarantined, you're allowed into my domain, I guess.
Yep.
I'm just standing at the door.
Alistair messages, yeah, he's fine.
Okay, cool. You can come in.
Are you sure?
Where's Ace? Yeah, you can come in.
I don't. I'm gonna look down the hallway. Do I see A's approaching?
A's? Yeah, sure.
Are you? Because you had mentioned that you.
Yeah,
were
I was
on-
heading like
Okay.
back. Yeah, anytime I'm like, okay, let's see what these fuckers are up to. What am I gonna do? Go see Z's?
Yeah. Right.
Great.
Oh.
Now we're
yeah.
all here.
Speaking-
Started your PR campaign. You're pretty much fucked on the Gary front. I'm pretty sure he's gonna come for you at some point.
Why
which-
are we coming for Feta?
Oh,
I may or may not have caused the erasure of 45 billion worlds.
Ooh.
7 billion worlds.
7 billion worlds, 45 billion people.
that feels like not that many people on each
Oh,
world.
wait, no,
That's
sorry.
9 billion. That's like more than this planet.
7 worlds,
7 billion.
45 billion
Seven.
people. My apologies. The
Okay.
There we go.
That's what. Wait, is that not what you said?
No, I said 7 billion worlds.
Oh.
That's a bit
Yeah.
bigger of a number. Whoopsie
Yeah.
whoopsie.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. There's 3 billion people on this world, in our world.
There's
like
it's
7
8 billion.
billion.
There's
Oh,
like
8 billion.
closer to 8.
There's 8 billion.
Yeah. So I was like, that's 7 regularly sized worlds.
Yeah.
Okay. How? This something intentionally?
Just
Is
gonna
this
work
a
on
new
it.
The
phase?
explanation.
Yeah.
Not intentional.
Oh.
And then yeah, just
Yeah. Great. How are
So
you
I've just been to
holding
speak
up?
with. Oh,
I am. I'm holding up.
I give Feta a hug. I hug people now, so.
All sorts of new information today.
Mm-hmm.
And give Ace a hug back. Thanks. You've just been to talk with
Alex. Trying to figure out what we think Gary is going to do.
but things
And-
are personally going well on that front, hence the fist bump.
How about you remember the last 2 hours
Yeah.
and
That was a question.
not make fun of me for
I'm
my
not making
reaction?
fun of you. I'm genuinely happy that things are going well for you with Alex.
Thank you. She's great. But anyway. Okay. So Gary's probably going to be coming for us at this point. I've sent out a bunch of feelers with my simulacrums trying to figure out you. But,
Yeah.
you know, what affects you affects us.
Okay.
You are part of the team, Feta. Whether you want to be or not, whether you like it or not, you're one of us, and we care about you, and we care what happens to you. And this is something that we're all going to deal with together. So,
And for what it's worth, I don't fault you for trying to just make things different. Obviously, this isn't the outcome any of us wanted, but
It is.
your heart was in the your heart was in the right place, and so was your mind.
I appreciate that.
Patrick, could you make a perception check for me, please?
Mm-hmm. Perception is okay. Just 19.
You don't notice as Charlie makes his way into Viari's cookie bag and begins to
The moment that I do, I go to whack him, and then just give him the cookie bag, and I give mine to Viari.
he goes
That's
up and
fine.
goes, he just like places one in your mouth and goes, eat it.
I'm going to offer one to A's.
Okay.
I take it.
As you eat it, as you're the one who had the therapy session with Bloodshed, you feel a few things happen. You feel warm. It's kind of like, do you know the warmth after you drink like some nice whiskey in your belly?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Pat's never had whiskey in their
Pat has
life.
never-
No, I don't know what you're...
I think of Pat. I think. I don't think whiskey. Don't think coffee.
What you're talking about?
Pat, you feel the warmth of whiskey in your belly. It feels like somebody has given you a fresh blanket out of the dryer and wrapped you in it and swaddled you and is holding you so close, letting you know everything's gonna be okay. And you get the blessing of Bloodshed. Add an extra d6 to all checks and all saves and all rolls until I tell you to stop.
Cool. I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
And the cookies are fucking delicious, by the way. They're awesome. These things are fucking bangers.
Hell yeah.
Nothing but bangers.
What are the oh god, Entenmann's. They're like Entenmann's cookies. You ever had Entenmann's? They're amazing.
I've never had them.
So,
Oh,
Ace?
next time you're here, I'm buying you a box of Entenmann's.
Hell yeah, dude.
you look a little rattled yourself.
Fate's had weird visions.
Care to
Oh.
share?
Yeah.
If not, that's fine. It's acceptable.
I know we're doing the radical candor thing.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that you're forced to share things that you might have experienced that are traumatic that you don't want to relive.
Yeah.
That's acceptable. You can just say like, hey, I'd rather not share this because it was a lot.
I don't want to share this, and I don't want to tell you why.
Okay.
What I will tell you is that I had a very productive tarot card reading. Not your typical ones, the fate kind.
Okay.
Trying to make sense of some information that fate had, trying to determine what agreement wants. I pulled the world, death, the star, the magician, and the fool. I think agreement is exactly where he wants to be. And I think he's just waiting on us to bring about the change
Oh.
that makes things new and different this time. I did another reading and pulled Justice, the Tower, the Lovers, and the Fool. I think things are going to get very bad, and I think they have to get bad before people can reunite or reconcile. It's unclear.
I mean,
Who?
I'm not gonna lie. Since you did that reading, things probably has already transpired.
I don't
They're
think
gonna
so.
get worse. Okay, then they're gonna
there's-
get worse.
Yeah, this is more of a general destruction, not a specific one. It will be perhaps the final battle, or at least a battle leading up to it.
Right.
Also had Fate shared some visions with me that were awful.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I asked them to.
Well,
If you need to process any of it, Bloodshed is actually fucking fantastic at their job as counselor. And
I'm not
I
struggling.
cannot recommend it enough.
I'm not struggling processing from an emotional perspective. I'm just trying to figure out what they mean.
Right. I mean, that still applies, I feel, actually.
I don't want to tell you all this, and I'm sure Bloodshed has... No, I'm sure Bloodshed has some sort of doctor-patient privilege, but
Yeah.
I would rather keep as much of this close to the chest until I figure out exactly who I can trust with what.
You could also just go see Bloodshed for the cookies. That's what I do.
There's that. There's that, too.
Yeah.
Cookies are pretty great.
do you always have the blessing of bloodshed, Charlie?
Yeah. I see a
Yeah,
lot of shit.
Charlie's the only healthy one among us that actually regularly goes to therapy.
It's
That
awesome.
would make so much sense.
Why do you guys think I keep telling you to go? Should I just tell you that it will fix your dumb mental problems? That she'll talk it through with you and listen and be all happy and
I get
motherly?
it now.
Like
No, I really do. I get it now.
I thought the cookies would have sold you, but my apologies. I'll focus more on the therapy.
Well, Alex had some insight into where we're going next. Do you remember that place we went A's that one time where people like hunted at night and they injected Fey blood into...
I know we stopped calling this Bloodborne World, but I can't remember what we called it.
Fishhook.
Fishhook.
Do you remember Fishhook?
Oh, yeah. No, that's relevant again. We're going there next.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was...
Yeah.
God.
You
I've never been to Fishhook. I think
Oh, you
I've
don't want
never
to.
played called Fish-
Oh, yeah.
We're going, I guess.
awful.
Me wanting it or not, I guess
Yeah,
doesn't
there
really matter.
are aberrations that exist outside of the realm of existence, Fey, order, chaos, or otherwise, so...
Well, we're dealing with all sorts of things that shouldn't be where they are.
Yeah.
As of late. For
That
what it's worth, by the by.
that poses another question. We know Alistair knows about our plan. We also know that we can't do anything about the plan unless I have the domain of truth, and that Alistair is writing the domain of truth back into existence, and that previously the whole idea was that we were going to have to, convince the other gods who would vote on it and who got it next, and it might have been something that we could have gotten that way, but who's to say Alistair... We need to convince Alistair to still give me the domain.
It's one of yours.
Which domain?
Kid,
What?
he's gonna give it to you. You were
How
his
do you know?
write-in from the beginning.
Wait, which domain?
Truth.
Oh.
He's the one who voted for you in the first place, kid. Nothing's changed since then.
Even though this furthers our goals towards a rewrite,
It furthers his goals towards winning the war.
That's what he meant by he's on our side until he can't be anymore.
Yeah.
At the
And
very
then-
end of all of this, you're gonna have to reconcile the fact that Alistair's gonna be waiting with a blade in hand.
Because he has to,
Because-
not because he wants to.
No. He has to. But he's gonna get you guys there. And that includes giving Viari truth. Because if Viari holds truth, I mean, y'all are she's right. She's the pick. Who else is gonna run it? Am I gonna run it? Fuck no. Adam is
Although
skip-
that would be hilarious.
I'm a familiar. I take my jobs where I can, okay? Adamus
Hey,
can't
y-
do it.
right.
Godfrey can't do it. That man's respect for the truth is questionable at best.
but didn't you say Death was the other one who was in the running?
Yes. And Death wrote
Yeah, but
himself
Death-
in there.
All right.
Okay,
You're getting picked.
well that's
It's a matter of time.
okay. Good. Okay, but do you think there's a way that I know Alistair has to fight us at the end? Do you think there's a way we can change that? Write it out of his programming, so to speak? Lie on Alistair's personality?
You're gonna have to ask yourself which is more heavily guarded. The contract or Alistair's mind. And you need to decide that. Is it possible? Sure. But how are you gonna do it? If you think for a second it's gonna be easier. I don't know. I know one of these ends in... I think you die, frankly. If I'm, yeah, you know what? Let's no mincing words here. I think you'd probably die before you changed his mind through the contract. Because if you think he's a wall now, that's a function of what's in the contract. You know?
I just have an awful idea that Feta is absolutely going to keep to themselves.
Either way, enjoy your cookies, kids. It's back to work tomorrow.
I'm
Big
sorry.
day. Space Falls.
Every day is a big day.
Attaboy, that's the spirit. Have a cookie.
That's okay. Yep.
As you're saying, that's whoa.
There you go.
And that is where we're gonna end today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been an emotionally charged episode of Paperwork Pantheon. I am your host, your Dungeon Master, Offbeat Outlaw. That's how I feel right now. Amelia.
Hi, my name is Amelia Som. You can find me most places at Amelia Som or by going to links.ameliasom.com. I am currently... we are about to have the third and final episode of Unprepared Casters, Tightrope. Airing this Monday. I'm playing God Killer, so if you want to see me be a person who kills gods, you should listen to that. It is also very intense and emotional. It is very good. And also, if you haven't already, you guys should go to jewishvoiceforpeace.com and call your legislators and urge them to vote for a ceasefire in Palestine, because there's a genocide happening right now.
We here in the Offbeat Outlaw channel are in support of ceasefires and anti-genocide. Wild stance to take nowadays. Brooke.
My name is Brooklyn Tuesday, and you should just do everything Amelia said, because that's a tough act to follow without just repeating everything, so do it.
Patrick.
Ditto what Brooklyn said.
Yeah, call your legislators.
Including the fact that their name is Brooklyn Tuesday.
Call your legislators. Do that. It works. It actually does work. I know it often feels like we live in sham democracies. I live in Canada. Different type of sham democracy up here. But calling your representatives, your legislators, that's actually how you have a voice in your own democracy. They say that voting is the greatest way. Nah, calling these motherfuckers up and telling them that they're assholes is the best way to do that, okay? So call them up. Make your voice be heard. Donate. Be anti-genocide. Because that's good, typically, actually. And with that, we're going to end stream. So thank you all for being here. I hope you're here next week as